quests, Pyro, Water Wars, In Search of Vex, and Data Heist. Plan, Tunnel A, Scorched Enclave, Tunnel B, Mech Trenches, Tunnel C, Frozen Swamp, hopefully, Tunnel D, Babel. Anyways, here's the loadout, and let's get it. This will be both a more general run and... Just wait for the door to open. Trying to gather footage for specific enemy types. Alright, cool. Don't know how far I'll go, like, I'm planning on going the whole way, but it really just depends on what I'm like for say like stash size or rigs, like total loot gathered by the time I get anywhere. Just leave those at 8. Boom. Hoping to find the Scorched Enclave fairly early on. That's the checkpoint, so we don't want to go that way. My options are left or right, unfortunately. Sure. We're going left. Okie dokie. Yeah, sorry I haven't like about the last video, just that run turned into... Well, it didn't go very well after Tunnel C. Like, I made it into the Frozen Swamp, but I ended up having an issue where I transitioned from the bottom, like the ground level portion of the map to the top layer of the map using the elevator, which that then caused like an FPS delay, which then caused brawls to come and eat me, effectively. Speaking of things that can eat me, we're in drone territory. Loot room. There we go. Getting some better stims. I only bring like 2 of each when I come into these tunnels. No, I didn't need that. What, I'll bring that to 10 and leave it alone. Solid. Wondering what weird and interesting brushes we're definitely going to have today. Can't hear no drones, surprisingly. There we go. You're gonna need to get into a habit of double tapping to climb the more tricky bits. Anyone home? No. Yes. Well, wait, no. This is what I want. That was terrible. I'm surprised that first one hit. Not so surprised about the second. Just curious as to whether it's possible to get IFFs off crawlers. You'd think I'd know that by now. Nothing super spicy as of yet, which is a nice change of pace. I am still working on Project Depth Gauge, but it's one of those where I really do want specific footage. I don't want to just say use bits and pieces from, say, the wiki and just, you know, like narrate over everything, because it's meant to be a video, not a PowerPoint presentation. So unfortunately, getting all the specific footage that I need hasn't been as easy as I thought it would be. Like, I can use some content from, like, my older videos, like, say, the few times I've been smacked around by a grabber, or, you know, the amount of times I've gone and just, you know, followed Toofy around, not Toofy, sorry, Rat King. I could use maybe some of the Mech Wars videos for, like, mech footage. We're off to a good start. So yeah, just trying to get the specific footage that I need has taken way longer than, you know, I initially thought it would. Like, take infantry units, for example. While I could say, you know, use the Eruskins as a general guide to infantry, there's a lot more to bring up than just say, you know, just the Eruskins or just the Eurasians or just, you know, the Europans. For example, one of the big talking points for the infantry units is the specific weapons that they use. Sorry, my throat's been giving me grief again. There we go. Yeah, just trying to clear the throat out a little bit. But we got Pyro done. There, like, back to my original talking point. When it comes to infantry units, there's, like, 3 different types to watch out for. Like, number 1, grenade launcher users. Just because they have the ability to knock you on your ass and then keep you in a more or less a stun lock for, you know, for an extended duration. Number 2, shotgunners. They have the ability to just, you know, deplete your health and stun lock you. Number 3, snipers. They don't snipe you so much, but they do have, you know, reasonable stacker potential. And it's the reasonable stacker potential that you got to watch out for. Oh, there's an exo up there. Another question that'd be worth bringing up is, you know, for the people that actually watch, what would you like to see? You know, like I can be fairly creative, but it's like, if YouTube is like a community-driven thing, then what does the community want to see? And I don't know how or if I can make, say, like polls. So, you know, the community can have more of an input, so I pretty much have to rely on comments. Or, you know, how many likes a video gets. For example, anything to do with Scav Girl seems to do alright. Onwards. Oh, hello. There we go. An example of a sniper. Not so dangerous on their own, but they can put you into a stun lock, which will then, you know, make things a lot more difficult for you. Nice, doing pretty well for construction bits. I am building it up slowly but surely. Ah, I've turned into the Invisible Man again. And I couldn't even tell you what does it. Too bad it doesn't give me a stealth bonus. Let's see. Still trying to hunt down specific weapons and weapon types. Like, I've gotten a lot of the rare weapons so far. Woo! That was almost too successful. Hearing a lot of explosions going off. Just waiting for one to randomly connect with me. Weapon mods, not super curious about that. We don't want to go anywhere near those guys. That's a grenade launcher. Uh-oh. Oh, haha! Go me. Another thing that is probably worth mentioning is, say, general watch time. Because, you know, not only are people busy, but, you know, because I can actually see the analytics on my end, I can get a rough idea of, you know, just how long people tend to watch the content for. And, you know, without going too far into it, the average would be between, like, 6 to maybe 12 minutes. So, you know, trying to break down, you know, what could be, you know, a couple hours worth of content into, you know, 12-minute or 6 to 12-minute segments. While it's doable, because I tend to, you know, treat my videos as kind of like an open dialogue, there's a lot left to be discussed, and I can't just bring all of that down to, say, you know, just this whole conversation, which has pretty much taken me from the cemetery to here, would be, you know, like one individual talking point. No, no, no. Anyways, on we go. Anyway, I'll touch on the next talking point in a moment. Just going to transition. That's all for part 1. Hope to see you in part 2. Have a good day.